Listen to me carefully. If you woke up this morning, God ain't through with you yet. He gave you another day, another chance, another opportunity. And the question you got to ask yourself right now is this: what am I going to do with today? See, too many people open their eyes in the morning, and the first thing they think about is their problems. They grab their phone, scroll through bad news, look at bills, look at what they don't have. That's why you stay stuck. You start your morning with lack instead of purpose. When I wake up, I don't ask what's wrong. I ask what's possible, because every single morning is a fresh start. Yesterday is over. Tomorrow ain't promised, but today is in your hands. Now let me tell you something. Purpose ain't about a paycheck. Purpose ain't about titles. Purpose is when you align what you were created to do with what you give to the world. That's when life changes. That's when you stop existing and start living. But you gotta decide. You can't stumble into purpose while you hit the snooze button 3 times. You can't walk in purpose if you spend all morning scrolling instead of growing. The people who wake up with purpose, they set the tone for their whole day. So here's what I want you to do. When your eyes open, before your feet hit the floor, say, thank you. Gratitude fuels purpose. Second, set an intention. Don't set just hope for a good day. Declare it. Say, today I set gonna be productive. I set gonna stay positive. I set gonna chase after what God put in me. Third, move. Purpose needs motion. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Start with what you got, where you at. See, too many of y'all are waiting for motivation to show up before you move. No, that's backwards. You move first, and motivation meets you along the way. I need you to hear me. There's greatness in you. You are not an accident. You were designed for more. That dream you keep pushing aside, that's not random. That's your purpose calling. Every morning that you ignore it, you drift further from the life God made for you. But every morning that you answer it, you step closer to destiny. So wake up with fire. Wake up with gratitude. Wake up with discipline. And most importantly, wake up with purpose. Because when you wake up with purpose, you don't just survive the day, you conquer it. And that's how you change your life. 1, start with gratitude. Listen to me. The first thing you need to understand about life is this: gratitude changes everything. I don't care who you are, how much money you got, where you live, or what you're going through. If you don't learn to wake up with gratitude, you will never find peace, and you will never discover your true purpose. See, gratitude is more than just saying thank you. Gratitude is an attitude, it's a mindset, it's the way you look at life. When you open your eyes in the morning, you got 2 choices. You can complain about what you don't have, or you can thank God for what you do have. And let me tell you something, you may not have everything you want, but I guarantee you got something worth being grateful for. You might be struggling right now. You might have bills stacked up, relationships that didn't work out, dreams that feel like they're taking too long. But hear me when I say this. If you can wake up in the morning, take a breath, and see the light of day, you're already blessed. Somebody didn't wake up this morning. Somebody's name was called last night, and they're not here, but you are. That means God still has a plan for you, and He still expects something from you. Gratitude shifts your perspective. Instead of looking at what's missing, you start appreciating what's present. Instead of waking up saying, I don't feel like going to work today, you wake up saying, thank God I got a job to go to. Instead of saying, man, I'm tired of driving this old car, you start saying, thank God I'm not walking in the rain. You see how that flips everything? Same situation, different perspective. That's the power of gratitude. And let me tell you, gratitude is magnetic. When you start being thankful for the little things, God will trust you with bigger things. That's not my opinion, that's scripture. The Bible says, he who is faithful over little will be made ruler over much. That's not just about money, that's about life. You show gratitude for the breath in your lungs, the roof over your head, the food on your table, and guess what? More comes your way. Now let me give you something practical, something I personally do. Every morning before I check my phone, before I look at emails, before I start worrying about what's on my schedule, I take a few minutes to thank God. I literally list out loud what I'm grateful for. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my family. Thank you for another chance. Thank you for the opportunities ahead of me. You'd be surprised how quickly your spirit changes when you start the day like that. You can't be grateful and negative at the same time. Try it. It's impossible. The moment you start saying thank you, you break the power of negativity. Gratitude is a weapon. It kills fear. It kills anxiety. It kills comparison. Here's the truth. You will never find purpose if all you focus on is what's wrong with your life. Purpose is revealed when you start appreciating what's right. That's why the first step to waking up with purpose is waking up with gratitude. So tomorrow morning when your alarm goes off, don't groan, don't roll over, don't hit the snooze button 3 times. Open your eyes, take a breath, and say 2 simple words, thank you. Because when you start your day with gratitude, you open the door for God to do incredible things in your life. 2, set an intention. Now let me tell you something real clear. Your day is going to go in the direction of your intention. If you don't set it, somebody else will. Life ain't waiting for you to make up your mind. If you wake up drifting, you're going to drift all day. And drifting don't ever take you nowhere you want to be. See, most folks wake up and just let the day happen to them. They don't command their morning. They don't declare their purpose. They just react. And when you live in reaction mode, everything feels like chaos. You're running late. You're stressed. You're mad in traffic. You're already behind. That's not purpose. That's survival. And I promise you, you weren't created just to survive. That tells why you got to set an intention. Before you walk out that door, before you open your emails, before you check social media, stop and say, this is what today is going to be about. Now let me break it down. An intention is not just a to-do list. A to-do list is about tasks. Intention is about spirit. A to-do list says, I need to finish this project. I need to make this call. But intention says, I will be focused today. I will be positive today. I will be disciplined today. I will treat people with kindness today. You see the difference? One is about activity. The other is about energy. Because here's the truth. You can be busy all day long and still not move forward in life. You can check off 20 things on your list and still not be living your purpose. Why? Because you didn't set the right intention behind your actions. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 people go to the gym. One goes with the intention of just getting through the workout. The other goes with the intention of building discipline and strength. Same activity, but the results totally different. Because when you set an intention, you put power behind your action. So how do you set intention? It's simple. You speak it out loud. When you wake up, you declare the day you want to have. Today I'm going to walk in faith, not fear. Today I'm going to push through challenges instead of quitting. Today I'm going to use my gifts to get closer to my dream. You tell your day what it's going to be, not the other way around. Now I know somebody listening is saying, Steve, that sounds good, but what if my day doesn't go as planned? And let me answer that. Your intention is not about controlling the outcome. It's about controlling you. Life is unpredictable. Things will happen. People will disappoint you. Plans will change. But when you set your intention, you don't lose yourself when the situation shifts. You stay grounded. You stay focused. That's why setting an intention is powerful. It becomes your anchor. You can't control the wind, but you can set the sail, and the sail is your intention. Look, successful people don't wake up and say, I hope today works out. No. They wake up and declare, today I will create progress. Today I will be disciplined. Today I will move closer to my vision. And because they declare it, their actions follow it. So tomorrow morning, after you thank God for waking you up, take 60 seconds and set your intention. Just say, I hope I have a good day. Speak it like you mean it. I will make this a good day. I will operate in my purpose. I will not waste the breath God gave me. Because when you set your intention, you stop wandering and you start walking with purpose. And let me tell you, there's no better way to live than that. Purpose over paycheck forward. Now lean in for this one, because it's important. Your purpose is bigger than your paycheck. See, too many people spend their whole lives chasing a check. They pick jobs they don't like. They sacrifice their dreams. They kill their joy, all for money. And don't get me wrong, money matters. I'm not going to stand up here and act like you don't need it. We all got bills. We all got responsibilities. But listen to me, if your only reason for waking up every day is a paycheck, you will always feel empty. You ever met somebody who's making good money, but they miserable? I know people pulling 6 figures, driving nice cars, living in big houses, but when you talk to them, they ain't happy. You know why? Because money can buy comfort, but it can't buy fulfillment. Comfort don't keep you motivated. Comfort don't give you meaning. Comfort don't wake you up excited in the morning. Purpose does. Now, when I talk about purpose, I'm talking about that thing deep inside you that makes you come alive. Purpose is the gift God placed in you that was designed to help somebody else. That's why you can't just live for a paycheck. A paycheck feeds your bank account. Purpose feeds your soul. Let me break it down like this. Your career is what you get paid to do. Your calling is what you were made to do. And when you line those two things up, when what you get paid for matches what you were made for, that's when life changes. That's when work don't feel like work anymore. That's when you stop counting hours and start counting impact. But here's the challenge. Most folks never take the time to discover their purpose because they too busy chasing survival. And I get it. I've been broke. I've been hungry. I've been in that place where the only thing on my mind was, how am I going to pay this bill? But here's the truth. Even while you're grinding for that check, you got to keep your eyes on your calling. Don't let survival blind you from your purpose. See, money comes and goes. Jobs come and go. But purpose is eternal. Purpose don't retire. Purpose don't run out. Purpose is what carries you when life gets hard. I remember times early in my career when I wasn't making no money telling jokes. I was sleeping in my car, living off scraps, but I still knew comedy was my purpose. And because I stayed committed to the gift God gave me, the money eventually came. But if I had chased the money first, I would have quit long before I ever made it. That's the lesson. Don't chase the paper, chase the purpose. Because when you chase purpose, paper follows anyway. People pay for passion. People pay for excellence. People pay for authenticity. And all of that flows out of purpose. So I need you to ask yourself right now, what am I waking up for? Is it just a paycheck or is it something bigger? If all you're doing is working for a check, you're selling yourself short. You were created for more than just paying bills and dying. You were created to use your gifts, to make an impact, to serve others with what God put in you. Listen, your paycheck will fund your life, but your purpose will fulfill your life. And at the end of the day, fulfillment will always outlast a dollar. So don't just work for money. Work in alignment with your purpose. And when you do, you'll wake up every morning, not just to earn a living, but to live a life worth remembering. Move before motivation move. Now let me tell you something. Most people get backwards. Motivation don't come first. Movement comes first. Everybody's out here waiting for the feeling before they take action. I'll start when I feel motivated. I'll work on my dream when I'm inspired. I'll exercise when I feel like it. No, you won't. If you keep waiting on a feeling, you'll be waiting forever. Motivation is not the starter, it's the passenger. Action is the driver. You got to move first, and motivation will show up along the way. Think about it. You ever notice how you don't feel like going to the gym, but once you get there and start moving, all of a sudden you feel good? You didn't wake up motivated. You woke up tired, maybe even complaining. But because you moved your body released energy, and then the motivation kicked in. Same thing with your purpose. You don't wait to feel ready. You start moving, and the readiness finds you. See, people think successful folks are motivated every day. That ain't true. You think I wake up every single morning feeling like working? No. I've had days where I wanted to roll over, where I didn't feel like writing, didn't feel like showing up, didn't feel like grinding. But here's the difference. I moved anyway. I took the step anyway. And once I got going, that energy showed up. You got to understand this. Discipline beats motivation every time. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is commitment. If you only move when you're motivated, you'll be inconsistent. But if you move because you're disciplined, you'll be unstoppable. Now, let me talk to somebody out there who keeps saying, I'm waiting on the right time. Ain't no perfect time. Ain't no perfect conditions. Ain't no magic moment where everything lines up. The right time is the moment you decide to move, period. Your dream is not going to chase you. You got to chase it. And you can't chase it sitting still. I don't care if the step is small. I don't care if you don't have it all figured out. I don't care if people laugh at you. Start moving, because small movement beats big intentions every single time. You know why most people stay stuck? Because they think too much. They wait until the fear passes, but fear don't pass. You push through it. Fear shrinks when you move toward it. That's why some folks are still stuck at the start line. They're waiting for courage to come sit in their lap. Courage don't come before action. Courage comes during action. Let me give you this picture. Think about a car. If you leave it parked, it don't go nowhere. But once you put it in gear and press the gas, even slowly, the car starts moving. And once it moves, it's easier to steer. Same with life. You can't steer something that ain't moving. God can't direct steps you don't take. So here's the challenge I'm giving you. Stop waiting to feel like it. You don't need a feeling. You need a decision. You don't need to be inspired. You need to be in motion. Because once you get moving, motivation shows up, momentum builds, and before you know it, you're unstoppable. Stop waiting, start moving, and let your movement create the motivation you've been praying for. Discipline creates freedom, saying. Now this one right here, if you don't catch nothing else I say today, catch this. Discipline is the key to freedom. See, people hear the word discipline, and they think it means restriction. They think it means being stiff, being boring, having no fun. But let me flip that for you. Discipline is not about taking freedom away. Discipline is what creates freedom. Without it, you'll always be a prisoner to your excuses, your habits, and your distractions. Let me show you what I mean. You ever notice how folks who don't have discipline always feel stuck? They sleep too late. They procrastinate, they waste time, and then they wonder why they can't move forward. But disciplined people, they may have the same 24 hours, but they use them differently. They get up on time, they put in the work, they stay consistent, and because of that, they get to live with options. That's freedom. Listen, discipline is doing what you need to do even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is choosing your future over your feelings. And let me tell you, feelings will fool you every single time. Your feelings will say, hit the snooze button. Your feelings will say, I'll start tomorrow. Your feelings will say, just quit, it's too hard. But discipline says, no, we're doing this anyway. And every time you choose discipline, you strengthen your future. Here's the thing about freedom. It don't just show up. Freedom has a price tag. And the price is discipline. You want financial freedom? You gotta discipline your spending. You want health freedom? You got to discipline your eating and your workouts. You want time freedom. You got to discipline your schedule. Freedom is always on the other side of discipline. Now, let me break it down with a simple example. You ever met somebody who spends everything they make? Soon as they get paid, that money is gone. New shoes, new gadgets, new nonsense. They ain't disciplined. And you know what happens? They stay broke. But the person who disciplines their spending, who saves, who invests, they may not have as much fun right away, but down the line, they got freedom. They don't worry about bills the same way. They don't stress the same way. Why? Because discipline bought them freedom. Same thing with time. If you discipline yourself to wake up early and plan your day, you feel in control. You get stuff done. You have time left over to rest, to play, to enjoy life. But if you wake up late and just wing it, you spend the whole day playing catch up. No peace, no freedom, just stress. See, discipline is really about respect. Respect for your future self. When you serve discipline, you serve telling your future, I got you. I start putting in the work today so you can enjoy the reward tomorrow. Now here's the best part. Once you get disciplined, it gets easier. At first it feels tough, like dragging yourself uphill. But the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. Discipline builds habits, and habits build lifestyle. And when it becomes a lifestyle, that's when freedom really shows up. So here's the truth. You can either choose discipline today or regret tomorrow, but you can't have both. Regret is heavy. Discipline is lighter. And if you stay consistent, discipline will open doors you didn't even know were possible. Don't think of discipline as punishment. Think of it as preparation. Preparation for the life you really want. Because in the end, discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And crossing that bridge is the only way to freedom. 6, every day is a chance. Now let me leave you with this final truth. Every single day you wake up is another chance. See, people act like they got forever. They put their dreams on hold. They say, I'll do it next week. I'll start next year. I'll wait till I have more money, more time, more confidence. But let me ask you something. Who promised you tomorrow? Who guaranteed you next year? Nobody. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. The only time you truly have is today. Every day you wake up, you're being given a gift. That breath in your lungs, that heartbeat in your chest, that sound of your alarm clock, that's God saying, I'm not done with you yet. I've got more for you to do. But here's the catch. What you do with that day is up to you. You can waste it, or you can work it. You can complain, or you can create. You can spend it scrolling, or you can spend it building. Every day is a chance to take one step closer to your purpose. But too many people treat the day like it's disposable, like they can just toss it away and get another one. No, once today is gone, it's gone forever. You don't get it back. That's why you gotta live with urgency. Not panic, urgency. Urgency means you understand the value of time. You stop procrastinating. You stop waiting for someday, because let me tell you something. Someday ain't on the calendar. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but you'll never find someday. If you keep waiting for someday, you'll waste every day you got. Now here's the beautiful part. It doesn't matter how many days you've already wasted. You might have lost years running from your purpose. You might have made mistakes, taken detours, even given up on yourself. But if you woke up today, you got another chance to try again, another chance to rebuild, another chance to forgive yourself and move forward. That's the power of every new day. It's a reset. Think about it like this. Your life is a book. Yesterday is a page you can't edit. Tomorrow's page hasn't been written yet, but today's page, that's in your hands. You decide what's written on it. You decide whether today's page is filled with excuses or with effort, with fear or with faith, with wasting time or with walking in purpose. And let me tell you, when you start stacking up days lived with purpose, it changes your whole story. One purposeful day turns into a week. That week turns into a month. That month turns into a year. And before you know it, you've built a life worth living. But it all starts with how you treat today. So don't you dare waste another day. Don't you dare roll over and say, I'll do it tomorrow. You got breath right now. You got life right now. You got purpose right now. Treat today like the miracle it is. Because when you start seeing every day as a chance, you stop surviving and you start thriving. Every morning you wake up is another invitation from God to keep chasing the vision He put inside you. Don't ignore it. Don't delay it. Don't take it for granted. Answer it. Show up. Take the chance. Because every day is not just another day. It's a chance to get it right. And if you keep taking those chances, one day you'll look back and realize you didn't just live, you lived with purpose.